Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi all and welcome to the Blueprint Show episode 3, where we find out all about what we're doing, not what they're doing. And I hope you enjoy the show. This is the Truth, Honour and Integrity Show. My name's Thomas Williams. Here we go. Hi all and welcome to episode 3 of the Blueprint Show. And this is a blueprint report for the week ending the 30th of July. And the great work of all the teams continues at a pace now, as you will learn from this update show. But a reminder of all that has been done in just the past 12 months. And what has developed in the past year is massive website improvements, extra websites, massive development of the communal gatherings, the launch of the blueprint, the books, the introduction of the new show, which we're on today, the Blueprint Show, the development and release of 2 books of From His Story to Our Story, plus done in various languages, the Consent book, the Divine Masculine and Feminine book, and also the development of the Blueprint book done by the book team. We have added platforms this year like Twitter, TikTok and Instagram. Katie doing the youth team group, the Kevin presentations, Michael's presentations, and the development and integration of the village. The setting of a higher baseline frequency within the village and beyond, and the introduction of village businesses. The introduction of the Common Sense Call, the showing of the higher level presentations to some of you, the advancement of the EU members following the trip in May, the breakdown of their world and their programmes courtesy of the collective consciousness and the work of THI. Also THI past shows and thoughts are now becoming the news. And all of that has been done in just 1 year. And we are nicely placed now to impose our ideas and wishes on the people in the running up to the next elections. The book team update. The Bulgarian translation of From His Story to Our Story is undergoing a final post-formatting check and will be published when that is completed. Now, there was some technical difficulties that have been played a part in the delay, they say. The Hebrew translator is working on the blueprint version. A Dutch team is also working on the blueprint, as are a Romanian team, a German team, and also a Spanish team. The French translation will be on the website soon also. And translators will also prepare a mailer to be sent out with the blueprint PDFs in due course. The research team update. The Blueprint research team has completed their original assignment of gleaning influencer names from 14 months of THI shows from March 2022 through to April 2023. And they hope that their work will also be useful in the show indexing team. The database of those names with at least one form of contact in them is in the final stages of design testing. And we are merging data for duplicate name listings and filling in further data for all of the names. Now, there has been a suggestion template form has been posted in the file section of the Blueprint MeWe page for use by members when we ask for more of their input in the near future. And we have been able to provide Thomas with his requested top 18 names and also contact information. And finally, and at long last, we have been able to send the Twitter addresses for those same names to the media team. The People's Colours July report. The members of the People's Colours communal gathering have been utilising their many talents to support and augment the new Blueprint for Humanity team efforts in research, music, Twitter accounts and any other way they can. Now, for the time being, we are combining and supporting the great efforts for the fantastic rollout of our magnificent blueprint. A media team update, Twitter THI account. We are currently looking for someone to take over the Twitter THI account, and if anyone has an interest in working with us to help put the content out each day, please get in touch. Now, they report we are currently doing well and having a lot more engagement, and we want to keep this going. The Twitter Blueprint account, we are getting a steady trickle of followers and more engagement on the tweets. With members sharing and commenting, this has increased the views. And we encourage others to use their own personal accounts to engage with people and they feel could benefit from the blueprint. Now, with the list of influencers now prepared, this will begin the process of actively engaging with their platforms. Telegram. This account is used to cover all of our projects, the Blueprint, Twitter, the book and the MeWe groups, like the People's Colours, and the communal gatherings. It is also very easy to download the memes and videos that will enable you to share on your own personal accounts. So please feel free to take the content and to share it. The YouTube channel. The channel has had new followers since it was reopened by the team, and the views are increasing slightly. The Blueprint show will be posted in its entirety, while the main shows are just intros with the link provided to avoid targeting on the account. Now, for those new, you can get all these live shows that are every Thursday, unless we do a must listen to, which could be one day in the week. But they're posted ahead of time on thi-show.com and also 2 days before on the THI MeWe page. That's Truth, Honour and Integrity. Now, the focus is mainly on pushing the blueprint and raising awareness to that audience. Putting out the entire show may get a better reaction. The TikTok platform, we now have a member willing to help with this channel, and this may take a few weeks to get going, but there is some content there to share already on the channel. We also use members' music in the video and would love to attract more people that have musical abilities to send us some of their music. And this aids the frequency and avoids copyright strikes, especially on YouTube. The web team update. The setup to distribute the Blueprint PDF via email is now ready, and satisfactory testing has been completed working with the Blueprint research team. Now, I'll need to explain why that was delayed. We could have just sent it out from the normal email, but what they were trying to do is make sure the emails are tracked back to the Blueprint website, and that's what the website team have been working on, and it appears we're now ready to do so. And what will happen next is we will get a list of names from the research team that we agree upon each week, and certain members will access the email and send them out, which is then trackable, and then we know who's opening them and who's not. So that's where we're at with that. But the website team are further liaising with the Blueprint research team is needed on the email content, the timing of these emails, who should send them out, etc. But other than that, this email channel is ready to be called upon when needed. Now, the bulk of the data input for the new gardening website has been completed in record time by the contributors who volunteered to help, and we thank them for their prompt action and great team working. The next phase is about updating supporting images and reference text here and there, plus final touches to the look and feel of the website. Now, we expect to go live with the new gardening website soon, much sooner than initially expected, and proof that many hands make light work. The THI Encyclopedia project is also progressing well, with significant progress made by the contributors working on this project. Additional contributors are in the process of joining the team, and so we expect the progress to continue and even speed up. This is great to see, and we thank the people involved. Now, for the 10-year anniversary of Thomas being a radio show host, a number of THIers searched through the extensive THI archive of shows and put together a collection of the most powerful and empowering THI pieces. Now, the best of the THI show, the 2023 edition, included 39 pieces which members voted on last weekend, with the winners announced to the public on the anniversary Zoom call, which took place on last Sunday, July 30th. Now, the complete playlist with their vote rankings will be made available shortly, and will for sure serve as a good refresher for existing THI members, as well as inspiration and taster of what THI is about to new members. Now, the favourite piece for 2023 was If You Lead Life in Love and Care, a true hallmark of THI material. Now, the members will try to find a way to keep next year's winner under wraps until it is formally announced by the team, given that this piece was leaked in Thomas's introductory speech on the anniversary Zoom call. However, as access to universal consciousness is free and open to those with the right development, the same may happen again in 2024, and we yet again prove that we are very much on the same page, and we draw information and inspiration from the same universal consciousness. Yeah, I just decided that I would add that piece into the short introduction to the Zoom call, unbeknown that was the winner. So, apologies for that, but the people in the village will tell you that's what happens regularly, so it's just the way it is. And we are all one after all, and inorganic technology simply cannot stand in the way. We have a new section called the Newcomers Zoom, and we continue to send a welcome message to all new members to the MeWe page, and now have a chance to meet with a member. And while this is called a newcomers group, it is also there to help any member that would like to get more familiar with all the groups that are doing the great work and maybe find something that they want to take part in. So they're asking and saying, don't be shy. We all started off here at one point, and understand that it can feel a bit daunting to chat in the groups or join in. So for anyone hanging back, please feel free to contact us. We all have our own uniqueness that brings so much to the all, and taking the leap of faith brings a great sense of freedom and belonging. The youth website. This project is ongoing and will take some time to pull the many great ideas together. We will also add the new Divine Masculine and Feminine booklet to the website, as it's such a wonderful contribution and useful for younger members to begin to understand the concept for their own development. Our youth are our future, and we in THI recognise the importance of their voice and their ability to bring much to the table. And if you have any young people in your home or family, we would love to hear their ideas, so contact us in any group or the main chat, and we would be very happy to take those ideas on board. The law group. A reminder that there will be a Zoom on Sunday, August the 6th, which will cover sacraments of baptism, salvation and penance, and how modern courts operate, or don't, as far as we're concerned. And this will take place via Zoom at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon EST, and that's not right, is it? Anyway, it's 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's not noon EST. Anyway, it says 5 p.m. UK time, which is I don't know where. Anyway, ignore that. We'll look at that. I should have checked that before. My fault. And for anyone who would like to join, please private message Roger Isaacs. Now, recently, Roger and I attended a recorded podcast on a UK channel all about law. Now, the conversation went into many things due to the questions by the host, and it is a very interesting conversation and also a lesson for us all into how to deal with and speak to awkward or leading questions. And that podcast, I'm told, will be made available to us on August 6th or thereabouts. Open repeating our message. It can help not to be bombarded from the Blueprint sites and plant seeds of a growing message in the collective that needs to be paid attention to. Now, it was also discussed to target the up-and-coming presidential campaigns. Would targeting the campaign officers with the election coming be of value? Now, the younger members are more altruistic as they want to make a name for themselves, and younger campaign members might be more open to hearing the message. Another suggestion was to send the PDF to lobby groups or special interest groups, as some of these are already campaigning for change. Our solutions could be a gateway for the change they need. In the future, we need to know how to talk to these people. What is the approach that could be used? Would using a personal approach help? And we need people to take on these leadership roles. Preparing ourselves for these roles is something that all members can think about going forward. Now, there is now a cap on taking names of influencers, as the goal now is to set up a clear way forward in delivery and also response. And anyone that has already sent copies of the PDF or the Blueprint book is asked to keep track personally of any feedback. And this will all be correlated on a spreadsheet that may be divided into separate countries, with a member from each country taking charge of their own information. In overview is the next part, before we go into a music break. With such a huge task at hand, it can be easy to become overwhelmed and lose focus. And a member pointed out the following: all we need to do is to send out the frequency, as overthinking leads to frustration. And they said we are trying to preempt the ugly because it's going to get ugly. And we need to tap into the person and go with the flow of what they need to hear. And collectively, we need to create that mindset. as we have the people that have the ability to hold the frequency of the blueprint. That's already done. And we need to weave the tapestry. The compromised need a way out too. We made the beach, but they need a landing spot as well. A tabula rasa will be the salvation. Holding balance is the key during this time, and we have gathered enough learning to hold the 45-55 when we need to step into their world. And we ended the meeting with the following. We do not accept their reality. We are manifesting our reality. The blueprint is our reality. How will you co-create into the new future? We are not asking permission, nor are we asking for help. We are offering an opportunity to join us in manifesting a reality that is beneficial for all of humanity. It is merely an invitation. And those that resonate with the frequency will join us. Those that do not will fall away from our reality. We are on the beachhead. We are holding our hands out for them to join us. Each individual must choose. It is not for us to judge. It is what it is, a free will choice. They must reach for our hand, meet us in the middle, and take their first step. It is not for us to go and get them. It is for them to choose to reach out. Take our hand and choose the opportunity we offer. We do not need to operate in their systems. Our frequency will reach them as we scatter the seeds and shine our lights. Many message flows everywhere. We are one with it. We are the universe is us. And this is a naturally occurring phenomenon, a state of mind and being. When we are one with all creation, one with the universe, we can sense the rhythm of the universe, which then calms us. And then we can feel the universe. It is about feeling, not thinking. And we can then feel the right direction, flow with the universe, and go where it takes us. It's about being natural, letting life force, living power flow freely and riding on it. And when we are one with everything, when we manifest outcomes that are beneficial for all creation, the universe will guide us, collaborate with us, and show us the way. This is a process of co-creation. And we must do our part, and the universe will respond. Our dream is the reality. We are dreaming a big dream. There is no need to fear and no need to despond. We have come here to anchor the new frequencies and manifest a new blueprint. Know who you are, trust in yourself, trust in the universe, trust the process, for it is already done. The blueprint is our reality. We do not accept, nor do we manifest their reality. It no longer exists for us. Awareness loves life. We are awareness. We are life. The hard work is done. The word has been written. Let it land where it may. Quite sterling stuff, that. And if that does not sing to you what has been read out so far, you are lost in your own illusions or filled with envy. Transmute both into being a better version of yourself. This is one of the members' songs. Hope you enjoy.
Take a look around, tell me what you found. Take a look around and tell me what you found. Can you see the good and the force of love? Can you see the hate that covers our planet? Do you see destruction for the cause of freedom? In this situation, are we not responsible? Who are what you are? Don't stand around and stare. Lost in time and days, reality amazed. Take a look around, tell me what you found. Take a look around and tell me what you found. Can you see the good and the force of love? Can you see the hate that covers our planet? Do you see destruction for the cause of freedom? In this situation, are we not responsible? Who are what you are? Don't stand around and stare. Lost in time and days, reality amazed. Break them through the door, reveal you in the store. Wealth lies within, and shine for all to win. Break them through the door, reveal you in the store. Of wealth that lies within, and shine for all to win. Take a look around, tell me what you found. Take a look around and tell me what you found. Can you see the good and the force of love? Can you see the hate that covers our planet? Do you see destruction for the cause of freedom? In this situation, are we not responsible? Who are what you are? Don't stand around and stare. Lost in time and days, reality amazed.
Right, I hope you all enjoyed that. Better than ABBA indeed. Sacrilege. Right, well, that was the general update of what everyone's doing in all the groups and teams. So I decided to add an extra bit. And it will be in the next couple of Blueprint episodes. And I hope you enjoy it. And it's kind of a revisit in a way. But I'm hoping it doesn't take away. The memory of this show is what you have done. And that's the important thing. What is value? And yes, we've covered this before, but it's been expanded out. But what is value? Well, in the modern society, the term value is beyond corrupted and corruptible. And there are so many examples in life to mention, but we'll just cover just a few. Home values has become a millstone around our necks to feed the greed elements within society, which is why I had the idea of the TPC village being built from scratch, where the house prices is the builder's cost plus 10%. And the price goes up or down depending on the inflation rate only. Of course, this was included in the blueprint. And not the deliberately engineered harvest and traps of energy called the boom and bust cycle that everyone is aware of, and yet too few act on it. Now, I warned people back in 2006 that home prices would drop 40%. And the people in my circle laughed, but not for much longer. Now, I had my house up for sale at the time for $320,000. I reduced it after a week or two to $285,000 and sold it the next day. And less than 12 months later, that same home was worth $150,000 less than I sold mine for. And the people in my circle were no longer laughing and then got angry at me for jumping out at the right time. But I did tell them it would plunge 40%, only to find I was low in that estimation and the drop was near 60 to 70%. Now, that type of action, where I made money that time, but there were many other times we had lost much on home transactions. And that did and does not sit well with me. It is playing a lottery game with people's homes and lives, which is one of the 5 basics in life, and too few win and most lose, and pay a heavy cost in their lifestyles to boot. But it's also the cause of much illness and mental instability in people, a reduction of the self, and also plays heavily into the number of divorces as well. The impacts it has on the children, and all in all, it is very destructive in so many ways. So why are we participating in that way, where eventually we all lose? Are we not doing the bankers' greed program for them? And it ends up with people on the streets. Now, one of the biggest lacks in real value is creativity. The world of arts, crafts and music in particular, where vast quantities of time placed within those disciplines and yet so little in terms of monetary values of the hours put in to produce it. Unless, of course, you are in the so-called upper circle of people, with too much money buying all kinds of shit, wrapped up in the memetics word of fashion, which means to form or give shape to, or more indicatively, conforming to a pre-selected taste. And this is an example of programming. Somebody else telling you that this is fashionable, which is a fancy word for you must buy this item, and we will massively overcharge you for the value of that item. And yet so many fall for it is the sad aspect. Organic food, supplements and vitamins falls under that trap. Now personally for me, what is called high-end fashion makes me want to do my favourite MeWe GIF all day, vomit. Because fashion, like art, is predetermined by people with money but no sense. And we follow that. We have an array of talented artists within our own group, as the last song showed. And yet if they all spent the next 10 years painting or drawing or producing music and then selling their life force energy of that work, it would generate considerably less than one Van Gogh crap painting. Now why is that? A lack of what is real value is what? Because only a complete half-wit can look at a Van Gogh painting and think, wow, that is fantastic, and I will bid $4 million for it. I wonder whether he really lost his ear and it wasn't his eyes, because they're no better than some mildly talented 8th grade student could do, and less talented than some in our own group. But it only takes some engineered think tank group like the CFR or the 300 Committee to create a brand. Tell people this is a must-have item, or you're not cool or fashionable. Then over-promote it, and it sells to the gullible public. As for the public, some of them are trying to act all sophisticated and not being themselves. It's all in the words again, is it not? They created a brand and brand us with it. Just like the branding of cattle, is it not? Reinforcing the we are the chattel meme. Is money value? It depends on which angle you come at that question, does it not? It has implied value, as without it we can't survive in most cases. And so from that aspect, yes it does. But it's not real money, is it? It doesn't pay off your debts, only discharges them. And from other aspects, it is a control and class system, the have and the have-nots. It creates greed, not need. And for the famous, it oozes out of every pore, and people get envious. And many then go into a life of crime or debt to copy that lifestyle, because you won't get to that lofty height working for $10 to $15 an hour at McDonald's. But the most common aspect is to go into massive amounts of debt to copy a lifestyle created by the branding people in magazines and adverts. But ponder on this. Say you personally win the lottery, and then you repeat many other lottery winners' traits. You buy the big house, buy the vacation home, go on several vacations around the world, overindulge yourself in all the must-have items, buy cars, boats and planes, and it's all great and living the high life. But what happens next? Well, likely you are not with the same partner or the same friends either, as you are mixing in higher circles now, who are essentially vacuous people who are out of touch with reality. And what that lottery win did was bring you what is a whole world of fakery and illusion. Look at me, I'm rich, whilst ignoring there are many in the world who are suffering. All whilst the lottery winner gorges on everything and leaves scraps in their wake. But money is a poor exchange for what it really stands for. Your life force energy. And an hour of your time is equal to an hour of anyone else's time. And who decides that cleaning the streets, toilets or offices is only worth pittance? And yet sitting at a desk talking shit, acting important and clicking pens whilst abusing the secretaries is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And some will say, well, I studied for this and got degrees, and so I should earn more, they will say. My reply was, you were given shite to learn and followed it. Like doctors, they spend 7 years training, and yet not 1 minute of that 7 years is spent learning cures, which is the definition of their very job. To make people better, is it not? Not exactly with that training, is it? Your PhDs, degrees and certificates mean jack if it doesn't provide some sort of benefit for the all. Now personally, I have little to none degrees, certificates or other system pieces of paper. Do I care? No. Does that make me unintelligent, unwise or stupid? No, I just didn't play their game. And in reality, those pieces of paper were because your parents mostly went into debt, or you did. So what is value? Well, people with loads of money are or rarely look happy. Why? Because after you've bought everything with pieces of paper, there is still key ingredients of life missing that money will never buy. Love, compassion, caring and sharing, or a life. And more importantly, time. Time is the value. All time is equal, and so subsequently all professions' time and value should be equal as well. Now, it is not always possible given the variety of factors, but something society should work on in the next 2 generations, as it means more will have an equal share. But what happens to value in no time? As time is a construct, where is the value? But you just said time is the value, Thomas. Yes, I did. But you didn't think deep enough. Where is the value outside of time? Who is the value and what is the value? They told us our value in the Jupiter Ascending movie. The most precious resource in the universe was this version of human and this planet. Do we recognise it as such? No. All squandered in a myriad of the most bizarre ways, most of which are not only not creative, but destructive to boot. And we can't in many cases recognise our own values due to low self-worth, no value of the self, blocked hearts, blocked throats, blocked third eye, blocked sex and sacral chakras. Little Me and limitation programs. Fear. Acting as bridesmaids, but never the bride. Acting as best men, but never the groom. All whilst blocking the one frequency that can change you all. Love. But if you keep denying yourself experiences in life, how can you learn? How will you know what is life, love, or value? The essence of 100 children was bottled in each of those files in the movie. They recognised the importance and value of it. Why don't we? Do you understand what is the value now? What is the future? Everything that is in front of you. As you walk forward, you are heading into the future. Look behind you or walk backwards, it is in the past. Standing still is not the now either, as you are always in motion. Motion is time and space, and yet can be argued it is neither also. So you are always moving, you just don't perceive it that way. Let go, let the past go. It serves us no purpose now. Too much has been dealt with, too much has been exposed now. It's time to be the vision of going forward than going into the past. That past provides insights to protect and envision our future. But it needs not to be a tool to mire ourselves down with. By going back to try and change the past and subsequently trying to alter the future, this was our biggest mistake. We have to observe the past from a place of neutral, not active or reactive, assess it, develop hindsight, and bring it into the now for assessment. We have to learn the lessons and release it, then go forward from the here and now to create the different future, not the past. The past is not in the future. We are going out of the loops. And that is why it was your role to clear your bloodline and family, so they are not burdened in the next phase. For many, the slate needed to be cleaned, not by reset, but by hard work and endeavour. So what is the future? You. What you create and then manifest. That is the only future available. What are you going to create? What are you going to love? What are you going to be? And how are you going to act? And these are the things to decide the future for you to make. The future is ours to see and be. Your future will be as bright, pleasant and easy as you make it, unless, of course, you have fear. Fear is the past, not the future. With fear, you are manifesting an unpleasant future for yourself. And remember, everything you ever wanted in life is on the other side of fear. This has been the Truth, Honour and Integrity Show. My name's Thomas Williams. Bye for now.